Hello curmudgeons! Today we're going to talk about Dungeonland, the brand new multiplayer action and adventure game brought to you by the fine folks at Paradox Interactive and Critical Studio. I have a spare copy of the game that I'll be giving away, so stay tuned for details at the end of this video. If you haven't already heard of this game, you play either as the evil Lord Dungeon Master that runs a lethal theme park for heroes, or one of those heroes more likely than not about to die a tragic and painful death. There are three classes of heroes, the rogue, the mage, and the warrior, that each have three specialization and customizable features ranging from potions to outfits and, of course, hats. This game has multiple modes, however, one of the most played is the Dungeon Master mode that is separated into three levels, the last of which is a highly challenging boss encounter. As the Dungeon Master, you will have spell cards, mana, and can possess any monster to take direct control of him and inflict maximum suffering upon the heroes. As the heroes, you have a grand total of 4 abilities, and although this may not seem like much, it is enough to keep you busy throughout the instance. This is a fun and quirky multiplayer game and offers both the player and the Dungeon Master an extremely challenging gaming experience with 5 levels of difficulty and dozens of traps, tricks, and terrible monsters to choose from. As with all cartoony games, the graphics will age well, and the devs have promised a lot of new content that is already on its way. It's highly entertaining to play with friends, and will have you cursing at each other in no time. It's becoming increasingly rare to have a genuinely challenging gaming experience, and Dungeonland brings the impending doom of my childhood games back to life. A lot of people, however, myself included, have been having some pretty considerable FPS issues, making the FPS range from 4 to 20 at times. This is a seemingly widespread issue, however, it doesn't make the game unplayable, and to be honest, we expected far worse from a Paradox release. Other than low FPS, there are occasional bugs, most of them in single player mode, and multiplayer plays rather smoothly. However, grinding as Dungeon Master is all too easy. You get 500 gold per completion of a very hard level, which, whether you're playing against bots or players, can take you as little as 30 seconds, which makes the unlocks very easy. It does feel that the game has been designed to maximize DLC, however, with a $10 release price, far is it from me to complain. Rest assured that we will see a lot of new classes, monsters, and of course armored horses in the near future. This game gets an 8 out of 10. I was very skeptical at first, but it's offered a great all-round multiplayer experience. Although there is no new ground broken with the individual hero mechanics, the gameplay is simple yet addictive. This is a colorful and cartoony game aimed at being played with friends and offered a minimalist yet extremely challenging and entertaining experience. Here's how it breaks down. As always, some people hate it and some people love it. Those who hate it deplore the lack of single player and the simple yet cartoony feel of the game, and those who love it mostly focus on the multiplayer, but the simple fact is that there is no single player. The bot's AI is decent, but it doesn't substitute a friend in any way. This is meant to be played 2 to 4 players, and I would strongly recommend staying away from it if you don't have anyone to play it with. This is definitely worth the purchase, especially if you capitalize on the $30 4-pack. It gets top points for multiplayer gameplay and replay value, however lacks any serious single player gameplay, and the devs are working their way through a few issues, which means that it cannot get top marks. If you're not already, become a curmudgeon by hitting the subscribe button down here, and I will see you again very soon. To be eligible to win a free copy of the game, subscribe and leave a comment. There will be a draw on the 5th of January, regardless of how few people have entered.